You guys can keep clapping if you'd like. No, just kidding. Well, thank you. Well, thank you all so much for coming out this morning. We are honored to host this installation again this year. We have grown fond of hosting it and having y'all come out. And I know some of you have talked about the weather. We never know exactly what's going to come. Last year, I know, was a blizzard. This year, just kind of freezing cold, so that's okay. Notting Hill, most of you probably are familiar with us. We are a short-term rehab facility. We do long-term care as well, skilled nursing. We are available for tours. Felicia over there and I, after, if you want. We'd be happy to show you around. Just grab one of us. And again, thanks out to Sean and Chef in the Kitchen for this great spread this morning. I love it. Love a quiche day. So thank you again. That's all I got for you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm proud to say this is my first big real gig, so thank you all for being here for this. My name is Destiny Haas, and I am the Business Development Specialist for Heartland. My market expands from Troy, Heartland, Troy, all the way over to Marvin and Betty Danto most recently on the Jewish campus. So I was so excited when Suzanne asked me to do this today. We specialize in rehabilitation and skilled nursing, so we do physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Now, on to the more interesting things. We'll talk about me a little. I am the mother of 3. I have 3 boys under the age of 7 years old. So you can only endure my excitement when I was walking out the door with a coffee this morning at 6 a.m., leaving them in the hands of my husband, who's only called 3 times so far this morning. So this is actually very relaxing for me, so thank you, Suzanne. I did leave a career of 15 years at Nordstrom last year. So I was in the service business, but it was a very different type of service. So my passion has always been the senior community, and I was so excited to have this opportunity at Heartland. So they took me on about a year ago, and hopefully never looked back, because it's an honor to be here this morning, and it's an honor to work for such a fantastic company. So without further ado, I will introduce our MC for today. We have Jerry Termont. He reports weekdays for WDIV Local 4 at 11 p.m. He has 17 years of reporting experience with WDIV, the Local 4 news team. Jermont joined Detroit's #1 rated newscast in February of 2016. Prior to moving to Detroit, Jermont worked as the chief investigative reporter at the NBC affiliate in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His career has taken him across the country, working as both an investigative and general assignment reporter on the East Coast, South, and now in the Midwest. Jermont is an award-winning journalist. He has been honored with numerous awards for Best Hard News Investigations, Best Live on the Scene Reporting, and Best Investigative Series. His work and contributions also led to the prestigious Edward R. Murrow Award while in Kentucky. Jermont is an active member of the National Association of Black Journalists and Investigative Reporters and Editors. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Broadcast Journalism degree from the University of Illinois. Let's welcome Jermont.
Thank you so much. Good morning to all of you. It is an honor to be here on this morning. Glad that you all came and arrived with the traveling grace. Let me just do one side note. As you pointed out, I work the 11 o'clock news, so therefore this is extremely early for someone who gets home at 12:30 in the early morning. But we're here, so it's good to see all of you guys on an occasion that is most definitely important to this community and most definitely throughout Metro Detroit. I'm just going to speak a little briefly about what I do, and I think, as I was talking to the chief earlier, what you guys do and what I do, they somewhat go hand in hand. You guys are in this community, either it be for large corporations and or small businesses, because you care about those who walk through your doors. The same applies for what I do as a journalist in the Metro Detroit area. I'm not a businessman. I'm a journalist who obviously goes out to seek the truth, tell the stories of the community. Sometimes it's the good, sometimes it's the bad, and sometimes it's the stories that make you say, I can't believe I covered that. But it's what we do. But at the same time, I always tell people that sometimes opportunity can just walk through your front door. And there, as a business owner here in the West Bloomfield Township area, there might be an opportunity one time that I might walk through your door. And you might say, why would Channel 4, why would this journalist come knocking at my business door? And a lot of times when I come, I don't come with 3 months' notice. It's the spur of the moment. Maybe I'm doing something on your street that truly that wants to highlight how this is affecting the business in your community, the businesses in the community. So I challenge you today to think, if I was to knock on your door, will you accept the opportunity to, one, talk to this journalist and expand about how you benefit from being a member of this community? A lot of times when I talk to business owners, they say, oh, I don't have my makeup on. I'm not ready today. Well, think about it right now. Are you ready for the opportunity if, in fact, a journalist of any entity would knock on your door and ask you to speak as a business owner about the benefits of being a part of your community? We all have to have our game face ready, they say sometimes. And I challenge you, will you be ready if I was to knock on your door, any journalist to knock on your door and say, do you want to be on TV? Would you like to be quoted in this article? How will you react to that? So as I'm here speaking to business owners and those who are a member of this community, I always like to put a challenge out to say, are you ready for the opportunity? I would hope that it would be a positive opportunity. We would knock on your door if there's something bad going on. That's the chief's job. I'll leave that to him. But I want to most definitely, I'm just honored to be here for this occasion on this Friday morning. But we are here for so many great things in the installation of this new board. But let me start by introducing Judge Diane Diascatini. She was elected as the district judge in November of 2000, having won all 84 precincts in the 48th district. She has been appointed chief judge of the Michigan Supreme Court for several terms and was reelected to the 48th District Court for 6 terms in November of 2006 and in 2012. Judge Diascatini finds great reward in teaching our youth about the law. She formed a program directed specifically for children called Order in the Court. The program has involved thousands of local fourth graders coming to court to learn how the law in a simple and age-appropriate manner, featuring a mock trial staged by those students. It has earned favorite field trips comments by many of the school children and has become an annual trip for many in the school district. She devotes much of her profession and professional time, not to mention personal time, educating our youth about the dangers of underage drinking and drug use. She holds court sessions for local schools so that students can view the direct ramifications of drugs and alcohol use. Field trips are often arranged to the court where the students observe proceedings and they practice a question and answer period with this judge. She serves as a guest speaker for many of our local schools and is involved with the Community Coalition to prevent underage drinking and drug use. She presently serves on the board of the Birmingham Bloomfield Community Coalition. Prior to being elected to district judge, she served as an assistant prosecutor in the Oakland County for 9 years. She prosecuted criminal cases in the Warrants Division, District Court Division, Circuit Court Division, and served as the chief of the Parole Appeals Section. In this role, she successfully blocked the release of numerous violent prisoners, including murderers, child molesters, and other dangerous offenders. The judge received her Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in journalism, shout out to you, from Wayne State University, and was published in several local magazines before going to law school. She graduated cum laude from the Detroit College of Law, presently Michigan State University, a College of Law, and furthered her legal studies at Oxford University in England. So I present to you the Honorable Judge Diane Diascatini.
Thank you so much. That's exactly the reception I'm going to receive when I go to court in a few minutes. It's like rock and roll today, lots of cases. So please forgive me if I have to leave a little bit early. Thank you for that introduction. My gosh, I didn't expect all of that. Thank you. You know what? I've been coming to swear in the new board for several years. Suzanne always asks me, and I love coming out, but it's always awful weather, right? It's like every single time I start this, I talk about having a bad hair day. Well, I have no excuse today because the weather's great, and it's not the last 3 years where it was snow, rain, and everything in between. I want to thank all of you who are members of this chamber, who participate in the chamber, for the board members, for all of the work that you do in the local community, in your businesses, the way you drive the economy. When I go back to court, today actually is a civil day where it's, lawsuits between sometimes businesses and individuals. And sometimes when I'm in court, I see people very nervous. Some people are representing themselves. Some people hire lawyers. But what I always want to say to the community is that if you ever want to see what happens in court, if you ever have a court case, I welcome you to visit. I set up field trips for kids, but I can surely do them as adults, just because it helps you to understand how the process works, to not be nervous about the court process, because I see so many people are. And even if you're ever filing a lawsuit on your own, improper, which is allowed in small claims court, so you don't go through the expense of possibly hiring a lawyer. So I just want to throw that out there because it's very important for me that you know that at our courthouse at Telegraph and Long Lake Road, we hear all types of disputes. People always think it's criminal cases, but a large part of our docket is civil disputes and people wanting their day in court, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, if you come to court, I think it really relaxes the person a little bit to know how to expect the court process to go. So my role here today is to administer the oath, which is always a pleasure to do, to the new members. So I will call up Karima Bentusi from DMC Huron Valley Sinai, and Alan Mindell from National Realty Center, and Lynn Otwell from Notting Hill. So these three individuals will be taking their oath of office, but I will call up the rest of the board to stand with us. That's what we usually do, right, Suzanne? Okay, so that's David Barish, Vito Krachuru, sorry if I mispronounced your name, Vito, Pam Dover, Dan Durkin, Tim Ferris, Eric Glick, Shendy Hopkins, Constance O'Malley, Shane Pliska, Romy Shubitowski, Kelly Woodley, Pam Zajac. Is this everybody? No. Suzanne? No? Say it again. Stacy. Oh, Stacy, I'm sorry. Wait, where are you, Stacy, on my list? Stacy Zatkovich, positive shift. And Linda Charter, Linda? Claire Borer, Deb Spencer, and Angela Samuels. This is a big group of people. Very nice. I know, we're live on the radio, he said, right? This is super exciting. Okay, so I don't know if we can fit everybody in here better, but let me move over here so I can address the three of you as you take your oath of office. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's raise your right hands, please. And should the roll come to everybody else, or just if everybody else wants to review their oath, we're going to raise our right hands. And the three of you, please repeat after me. I do as an officer or director.
I do as an officer or director.
Hereby swear or affirm.
Hereby swear or affirm.
That I will support the bylaws.
That I will support the bylaws.
And mission.
And mission.
Of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
Of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
I promise to be a responsible.
I promise to be a responsible.
Proactive advocate.
Proactive advocate.
Of business interests.
Of business interests.
In the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
In the Greater Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
I pledge to uphold our goal.
I pledge to uphold our goal.
To help businesses grow and prosper.
To help businesses grow and prosper.
while improving the quality of life in West Bloomfield. I will faithfully implement the duties of my office as a member of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce to the best of my ability throughout my term. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. At this time, we're going to keep the program moving. I'm going to introduce someone that really doesn't need an introduction. She is the executive director of this great chamber, Suzanne Levine.
When a sermon at length comes to an end, people rise and praise God, and they feel the same way after long speeches. So hopefully this is short enough that the only person you're praising is me. Good morning. I'm Suzanne Levine. As the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, it is my distinct honor to express my gratitude to Deb Spencer, 2017-2018 President of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Unfortunately, Deb is not able to be here today, but she wanted me to convey her deep gratitude and appreciation and acknowledgement of all the people that have helped support her during her tenure as president. So I want to, I know Senator Jim Runstead has someone here to represent him. Steve Kaplan, West Bloomfield Township Supervisor, you're doing a great job. And of course, Chief Michael Patton, thank you so much for keeping our community safe. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Notting Hill for having these beautiful breakfasts. I'm signing them up for the next 20 years, so just be aware. And also for Judge D'Agostini, 48th District Court, for always, and I must add, enthusiastically officiating. So I'm sentencing you to the next 20 years of officiating. And also, Jermont Terry, thank you so much for getting up early this morning. Marvin and Betty Danto Health Center for your support, Michigan Med Spa, Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, Civic Center TV, the great Dave Scott, and I'm so excited that we're on the radio as well. And our amazing intern, Zachary Crawford, thank you so much. There are so many people that I could individually thank, but all of you, thank you so much for your support. I wish Deb was here to hear all the fabulous things I have to say about her, but she can check it on Civic Center TV on demand. So, General Colin Powell said, "Great leaders are almost always great simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt to offer a solution to everybody so they can understand." It's as if he knew Deb. She set the leadership bar very high with her strength, grace, and humility. She unflinchingly jumped into the position 6 months earlier than planned with ease. Her guidance, her support, and wisdom enabled me to carry out my job, and she's a fabulous mentor and friend, and I hope everyone will join me in sending out their gratitude for service well done. I hope she will continue to be a force in our chamber. And I also know that under the new guidance of Stacy Zakovich, our incoming president, because of her positive attitude, her work ethic, and her ability to inspire, it'll be a great year. So in the immortal words of Franklin Roosevelt, be sincere, be brief, and be seated. And on that note, I thank you.
Well, this leads us to someone that is important that will step in and take the reign from Ms. Spencer. Let me talk to you about Stacy. She is currently the CEO of the Powerful Shift and the Director of Business Development for the Family Funeral Care, which fits perfectly with her passion for interacting with community members of all sorts. She is a former Miss Michigan and Mrs. Michigan, which are an accomplishment that speaks directly to her ability to achieve lofty goals while juggling her responsibilities as a wife, parent, professional career woman, and an entrepreneur. Stacy also leads by example. In particular, as it relates to taking charge of your own health. To that end, Stacy recently completed the New York City Marathon, adding to her long list of completed races of all distances, including Chicago Marathon. That's my hometown, Stacy. Lastly, she was nominated and won some very impressive awards. The Best of Michigan Business Transformation Leadership, Esteemed Women of Michigan, the Community Excellence Award for the Spirit of the Community, and was honored by the state of Michigan for her leadership and community involvement, and was presented with the United States and Michigan flag that was flown over the state capitol in Lansing in her honor. She was also presented with the Outstanding Citizens Award. That was in 2016. So please help me welcome your 2019 West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce President, Stacy Zakovich.
How exciting. I don't think I need a microphone because, as my husband likes to say, you're just loud. And I'm like, I'm not loud, I just project. So I love to talk, as you can tell, and I love to be a part of the community and be involved with as many things as I can, because educating and giving knowledge to everyone is so important. So I want to extend a warm welcome to you all, and thank you for being here this morning. It was quite early, and I'm sure most of you are not used to getting up this early, but I will say it is not snowing, so that is a huge success. I am honored to serve the members who have put their trust in my leadership for the 2019 Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce as the president, so thank you very much. I once read, some people dream of success while others get up in the morning and make it happen. So I thank all of you for starting your morning out to the road to success. So give yourself a round of applause. Yes! So speaking of success, in 2018, it was very memorable. We had a lot of successful events. And I'm going to say, if you haven't been to our events, you really need to come. If you want to talk to me about it, someone else, get yourself involved. It's great connecting, and you never know who you're going to meet. Our West Bloomfield Chamber Award Dinner was very successful because we honored very deserving individuals, and we had the most amazing support from our community. And it takes a community of support and sponsorships to make events happen. In June, we had our most successful health fair to date. So any of you that have some health information that you'd like to get out to everybody, this is the place to be. The launch of our BIG, which is the Business Innovation Generator, brought many great speakers at no charge. And friends, we really need to learn and educate on so many new things. How many of you know about the new tax laws? Susanna and I do, and Angela and Vito, because we were there yesterday to learn about it. And let me tell you, friends, there are some changes. So be prepared, and definitely try and make it to some of these events. It's held once a month. We also launched an exciting Women's Inspiration Network, and it was really well received, and it has been going to so many different businesses to support businesses. We also launched another Fall into Fashion and Fitness Expo, which might turn into a business because it was so successful. So we're hoping to keep that moving and going on. Our leadership luncheon, how many of you have been to that? Oh, okay. That is amazing. You have to come. I'm working on your calendar. If you want me to personally send you a text, I will do that because I'm kind of a text stalker. I like to text. So please make sure that you're at that. The last one was phenomenal, and I'm sorry for those of you who could not make it. And as you know, giving back to the community is very important to the West Bloomfield Chamber. We have our annual holiday party that gives back to the community by selecting a small local charity to benefit from our Not So White Elephant party, which was, again, well received. And we are so excited that Civic TV tapes The Biz and The Splash. If you haven't checked them out, you should, because I'm on there for one of them for The Splash. So it's pretty exciting. And we're excited that we also put those on the YouTube, and we are pleased to have WBLD 89.5 The Lakes AM be broadcasting some of our wonderful events. And so thank you, David Scott, Tyler, and the staff at Civic TV for putting all of your time, your efforts into making West Bloomfield greater and letting everybody else know what our community has to offer. So as you can tell, we have lots of exciting things going on with our community, including numerous networking events, ribbon cuttings, and so much more. So let's get out there and get some connections. So what about 2019? Yeah, 2019 is going to be a good year. I can feel it already. I can definitely feel it. Guess what? We're launching something new. Again. But this is great because it's in such demand. We are going to be launching our Young Entrepreneur Networking Group because of all the requests. And if you would like to be involved in that, we welcome you with open arms. We would love to have you a part of it. And I would also like to say, if you have not checked out what our mission is, we have a mission statement for a reason. So I just want to share it with you because it is who we are, what we emboss, and why we are here today. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce is the voice of business for the Greater West Bloomfield area, including Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake, and of course, West Bloomfield. The Chamber is a diverse network of businesses and organizations throughout Southeast Michigan and is dedicated to bringing businesses and the community together. That is what we have done, and that's what we will continue to do, and it seems to be getting stronger and stronger every year. Look at the crowd that's here that came out today. So I really appreciate your time. So I believe that the Chamber has lived up to the mission, and then there are so much more exciting things to happen. And it truly takes a team to make this Chamber, community, and everything work. So I'd like to introduce our president-elect, Linda Charter, so she'll be taking over next year. Hello. As you know, Deb Spencer was unable to be here, and she was quite phenomenal, so I have some big shoes to fill. Our treasurer, Clara Boyer, is she here? Oh, she's hiding in the back. And our secretary that's taking over, Angela Samuels, right here. And to all of our board members, I really appreciate, so Suzanne appreciates you supporting our ideas, the directions, and making instrumental changes to our community to make it better. So I'd like to specifically thank Suzanne. And I know that we bring her name up a lot, but if you only knew where the Chamber was years ago, it wasn't where it is today. Suzanne has brought many ideas, followed through, and ladies and gentlemen, she is one person individually that runs the Chamber. She's there, she goes above and beyond, she puts her heart, her soul, and dedication. And when anyone first meets her, she's very inviting, and the first thing, who can I connect you with? Who can I get you with? And that is really important as a person, as an individual, and as a business, and what you're trying to accomplish. So you are the face of our community for the West Bloomfield Chamber, and I thank you for all of your hard work, your dedication, and everything that you do for us. So thank you. I think that, yes, that's what I like. Get your, yes. You know, secretly why I have you applause is because I'm trying to keep you all awake. So in final, I would like to say that I have had the pleasure of being in the community and working in the community for over 16 years. And now being a part of Family Funeral Care in Keego Harbor, I can more intimately work with our community and doing what I love most, which is educating, empowering, and helping so many people. I'd love to be a part of your business or your place if I can help you in the future. To my husband, Craig, and I appreciate your support and everything that you do and taking away from the home, the wife, the mommy time, and being a part of my crazy and many, many endeavors that I get you into. I am proud to be proud of this community and raising our two children. I deeply care about the future, which is why I want to be, and I'm so excited to be the president of the West Bloomfield Chamber. So the challenge is to continue to offer more value and being a chamber member and continue to make the community positive and be a positive partner. I am confident that I can facilitate that through my positive shift attitude and work ethic, we can make so many great things happen. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it, and I plan on getting busy right away and raising the Chamber's bar to new heights. With my gratitude and appreciation, I thank you so much, and I look forward to an amazing 2019. Thank you.
Stacy's ready for 2019, and a lot of challenges she's putting out there. You know, she has a vision, and that's what you want in a great president. And I think you're right. What you said about Suzanne is very true. I met her for the first time today, and it wasn't a handshake. It was a hello, a hug. And so if she's going around representing the chamber in this fashion, you guys are going to continue to do the great work that you've been doing throughout this community. So I congratulate you all for what you're doing in the community, and the chamber is most definitely a necessity. With that being said, we had a great breakfast. Our event is over. We thank you for your time.